Vanessa, just tell Vanessa. Just tell Vanessa now, tell Vanessa now. Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tell Vanessa. I'm your host Vanessa Cruikshank and we have another fun-filled show where current affairs meets reality talk. Each and every week we cover an interesting topical debate, highlight a community issue or business, and then you tell me your dilemmas. Then we finish with some good music. So for the next 30 minutes, sit back, relax and enjoy. Tell Vanessa.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
Every year Carnival happens and we have millions of people excited looking to celebrate the biggest street festival in Europe. This is a time of year when cultures, personalities and ethnicities come together. But every year Carnival faces a barrage of criticism. There's talk about the budget, the cost of policing, the clear-up, the crime and even the relocation. But after 52 years, what's the future for Carnival? Here to discuss is Pepe Francis, Chairman of Notting Hill Carnival. Good evening, Pepe.
Afternoon.
So we have Carnival, which was mainly set up for the African Caribbean community to celebrate their cultures and traditions. But today we have so many cultures and ethnicities coming together to celebrate Carnival. What makes Carnival today so relevant and unique?
Because it's become, over the years, has become a multicultural event with Caribbean roots. It's always been a Caribbean festival. It originated in the Caribbean, in Trinidad, to be honest. And now in the UK, it's become a multicultural event because of the different ethnicities that lives in the UK.
How old is Carnival?
Well, yesterday we had the last of our 50th anniversary launches. So it's 50 plus, this was our third launch, so it's 50 plus 3.
With over 1 million visitors coming to Carnival, why has Carnival historically been underfunded and run in the main by volunteers? What's the government's contribution towards Carnival? Because it does contribute to the economy.
Central government contributes nothing towards Carnival. Any contribution comes from the local borough council, which is Royal Borough, Kensington, Chelsea, and the mayor's office, which is the Greater London Authority. We get funded from the Greater London Authority for the stewarding, and the Royal Borough, Kensington, Chelsea contributes towards the infrastructure of Carnival.
What about sponsors? Does Carnival actually have a sponsor this year? Carnival
hasn't got a major sponsor this year. It hasn't had one for quite a number of years now. But we are working towards that. We are building a reputation as an organizing body, because we're only a new body that's running Carnival now, that started in 2011. And we're hoping that it will clean up its act and attract sponsors.
So how do you go about coordinating such a big event, especially when you've got the event run in Maine by volunteers?
Well, Carnival is a all year round planning thing. We finish in August and we start in September. And because we now have the operations group where we sit with all the different stakeholders, the police, the borough councils, and that's every council, Transport for London, the fire brigade, ambulance services. We meet once a month and we plan Carnival every month throughout the year.
People worry about the crime at Carnival. Boris Johnson, the previous mayor of London, said that 407 people arrested was simply too much. How are you going to ensure that crime stays at a low level during Carnival?
I don't think you'll ever ensure that Carnival is crime-free. Anywhere there's a gathering of that amount of people, there will be some sort of crime. I think the crime figures are exaggerated in a certain sense because some of it is petty crimes. It's, small things that happens, but every crime is reported as a crime. I'm not saying that there's not room for improvement on crime, and we work towards that. But I don't agree with the figures as they stand as serious crime in Carnival. There isn't such a thing.
So do you work with the police commissioner looking at how Carnival is going to be policed?
Like I said, we meet once a month with everybody, and the police in particular, and we have regular meetings with them. The commander takes a very strong view on Carnival, and his officers help a lot.
So Wilfred Walter, OBE, he ran Carnival from 1973 to 1975. He said that how Carnival now is run is humiliating, and he was talking about in terms of the curfews and the restrictions on Carnival. And I remember when I was younger and I used to go to Carnival, and you could stay there to quite late, you could go to all these different roads, the sound systems were over there, were over there. Now it's quite restricted in terms of the time that you have to leave, the roads that you can go down. Why is this?
One of the main things that kicked in on that is health and safety. That's come in. And a lot of, because of the current situation throughout the world in terms of the tension and, that's happening around the world, a lot more precautions are being taken. So Carnival has to fall in line with all the different things that's happening. It's also, when in my days you could have gone anywhere in Abbey Grove. The bands, you can go All Saints Road, Portobello Road, Goulburn Road. You can't do that anymore. Now you have a circular route. I do admit that Carnival needs expanding for the amount of people and the number of bands that we have taken part in Carnival. And that's something we will work on. I mean, in the days of Ken Livingstone and Lee Jasper, we did come up with some ideas that we put forward to extend it into Westminster more, Bayswater Road, parts of Hyde Park, and back onto the street. But it never materialized because Transport for London thought it would be too big a task to organize. So that's why we're still where we are. But eventually I think it will expand.
It's funny that you talk about Hyde Park, because every year we hear about Carnival moving, closing, ending up in Hyde Park. What's the actual story behind that?
It's never going to happen. Carnival will always be a street event. Anywhere in the world you go, Carnival is a street event. A carnival in a park is not Carnival. So it will expand. It might take in bits of Hyde Park as a judging zone or something like that, but it will always be a street event in the UK anyway.
And how do you ensure that Carnival remains exciting?
Well, Carnival is always exciting. I mean, every year there's new themes coming out. There is bands are portraying different characters. So, and the bands are getting bigger and more people are taking part in Carnival. I think the exciting thing about Carnival is they're participating. A lot of people come to spectate, but there's the people who is participating and portraying Carnival that makes it exciting.
So can Carnival live forever?
Oh, it's here to stay forever. It's not dying anywhere else in the world, so it's not going to die here. We've been going and we kept going under all sort of different restraints and circumstances, and we're still going and we're getting bigger.
So Pepe, you've brought the Ebony Steel Band here. Tell me a little bit about that.
Ebony is my band, and we've been going for nearly 48 years now. And we're an institution. We are a family band. We've won most of the competitions that we could possibly do. We travel a lot. We tour a lot, and we looking forward to this year. We have Blockorama coming up in Horniman's Park on the 21st of August, and we have Panorama coming up. And then we have Carnival on the road. So this year we're planning.
So are we going to hear some Ebony Steel Band later on at the end of the show?
You will hear a little taste of it.
Thank you, Pepe. Thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure.
plumber or a gardener or searching for a trader in your area? Then go to ineedatrader.com for all your trade needs under one roof. ineedatrader.com.
I need a plumber and a gardener too. An electrician who can work for you. What do I want? I need a trader.com. What do I want? I need a trader.com.
Looking for a plumber or a gardener or searching for a trader in your area? Then go to ineedatrader.com for all your trade needs under one roof. ineedatrader.com.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
Each and every week we cover a community assured business, and this week, as we're in the carnival season, I'm lucky to have in the studio with me Colin, who is the founder and director of Caribbean Sessions. Good evening, Colin.
Good evening, Vanessa. How are you today?
I'm good. So you get to perform in carnival all around the world.
I do indeed. I'm lucky to be a DJ that performs at carnivals in the West Indies and in Europe and all across the UK.
So how did you get involved in this?
Well, DJing for the last 16 years, the natural progression was to play at carnivals. I've been playing at carnivals for about 8 years now, and the next step for us was to create a mass band to participate at this London Notting Hill Carnival.
So tell me a little bit about how the story came about.
Well, Caribbean Sessions, the branding is divided into 4 divisions. We have radio, we have events, we have apparel, and we have the mass band. Tell you about a little bit about the radio. I started as a DJ on the actual radio, playing every week.
So your actual name is CJ the DJ, isn't it?
Indeed,
Yeah.
yes. And then we took that into Club Night, which we do an event every 3 months. And then the natural progression, as we're actually from the West Indian community, is to do a carnival mass band, because I DJed at the Procession Notting Hill Carnival for the past 8 years, and I thought it was important that we carry on that legacy.
When you say you perform in carnivals all around the world, tell me what countries?
We've been to Trinidad, we've been to Grenada, we've been to Barbados, European carnivals which are on the rise right now. We've been to Germany and we've been to the Netherlands.
Oh wow, that's good. But how do you get involved then in Notting Hill Carnival?
Well, Notting Hill Carnival, I've been DJing there for 8 years now, and the natural progression for us was to create our own mass band which other people could participate in, which for our first year we've actually sold out over 100 costumes.
That's really good, especially for your first year.
For our first year, yeah.
So how did the name Caribbean Sessions come about?
Caribbean Sessions, well, I'll tell you a little bit about that. That comes from our motto. We represent many islands with one vision. We believe that no matter where in the Caribbean you come from, we're all together as one, and the one vision that we all share is soca. Now, not a lot of people in the UK or in Europe know about soca, so we're trying to promote that through the branding.
So are we going to get to see some of these costumes?
Yes, indeed. I have my partner with me here today who's actually going to showcase our backline costume, which is no longer available on sale, but you can definitely take a look.
Ah, okay, let's have a look. Wow. You look absolutely fabulous.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about this outfit.
Well, this outfit was designed by Judith and David Brown from Utopia Mass, but the original creation was thought up by Colin.
So you're actually a designer?
I am indeed. I did have a few pennies to involve myself with this beautiful costume that we have here today.
So tell me a little bit about the colours and how it came about.
Well, the theme for 2016 is called Sunset. It's one of the rarest sunsets you'd ever see, which is the green sunset. When the sun hits the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, it lets off a green bolt, which you could see with the green feathers that we have here today. The blue represents the ocean, and the gems and the lovely trinkets you have here. It's a lovely added touch we put in for Notting Hill Carnival.
So everyone that's going to be part of your procession, would they be wearing this outfit?
Well, we believe that we make costumes for every shape and size. So we have a corset option available, we have high-waisted knickers, high-waisted shorts, and we believe that we tailor-make every costume to every shape and size.
Okay, that's good. So Rihanna is actually your partner, your business partner.
Yes.
Yeah. And what does Rihanna do within Caribbean Sessions?
Rihanna deals with all of the admin, she deals with all of the female customers, because customers have questions about how it fits, how it looks on you. She takes care of all of the online promotion, the social media, and it's an integral part of the business.
Brilliant. How does the costume feel, Rihanna?
It feels amazing. I feel it's really light, it's really jazzy.
And you look good in it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Colin and Rihanna, for coming to share with us.
You're welcome.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
Welcome to Dilemma Time, and we've got a good dilemma for you this evening from a guy called Michael. I live in South London and have been friends with 2 lesbian ladies now for almost 10 years. One of them I went to university with. 2 months ago, they invited me for dinner at their house and asked me for a favour. They asked me if I could be a sperm donor for their future child. I felt shocked and surprised. They assured me that I won't need to be involved in the upkeep of the child, and they're willing for me to sign an agreement to prove it. They offered me a financial reward for my efforts and that my name wouldn't even need to be on the birth certificate. This will be our secret, and I wouldn't even need to tell the child unless I wanted to. This is my dilemma. I come from a strong Christian background. I love the 2 ladies and they are almost like sisters. They have both been there for me during the hard times when I was going through my marriage breakup. Every now and then they babysit for my 2 daughters. They live about 10 minutes walk from me. I'm finding it difficult to say yes to them though. If this child comes looking for me in years to come, what will I tell them? How will I explain this? How will I explain that I was never involved with raising them? I have so many questions that I don't have the answers to. Several of my friends have told me not to do it and asked me why they don't go to a sperm bank, but they told me they prefer to go to someone they know, especially since we've known each other for a long time. I've told them that I will think about it, but what should I do, Vanessa? My advice to you, Michael, is to say no. I know that this will hurt them, but I think it's got the potential to get really ugly later on down the road. You live 10 minutes from these people. You will effectively have a child living up the road from you that you won't be involved with. The fact that you wrote me means that you're concerned about the situation. Unless you know that you can handle having a child and not being involved, I say stay clear. You said in your letter that you can tell the child later on. How do you know how the child's going to feel having a daddy living up the road from them that they didn't even know about? Sit your friends down and just tell them it's because you're so close to them that you can't do it. But like I say every week, this is just my advice. Let's hear what they say on the streets.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
I feel like this one's more of a tricky one because he wants to be a sperm donor and he has his religious beliefs. So I feel like he could raise the child, he could do it and raise the child as, say, like an uncle rather than a father. So if he is in the child's life that way and there won't be as much questions.
No, I wouldn't personally, because you live 10 minutes down the road from them and you'd have to see this child grow up, and if you grow attachments to that child, that's going to cause issues for your friends. There's, sperm donor banks, so I would personally just go to one of those and let them do it their way, but I think it would be too much on you for your religion and for your connection with the child.
Well, I don't know about that. That's going to be your kid. 10 minutes across on the way. I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
I hope you take our advice on board. Like I say every week, a problem shared is a problem halved. Now we come to the end of another great show. I'd like to thank all our guests and thank you for sending in your dilemmas. We're going to end the show with the Ebony Steel Band. Good night.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
more information on all our shows, go to our website or get involved with the discussion and tweet us or Facebook us.
Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa. Just tell Vanessa now, tell Vanessa now. Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa. Just tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now. Tell Vanessa. Tell Vanessa now.